Adam and myself, Grunkle Rex. Of course, the trial is started, and it's started with a flare, I guess you'd say. And one thing I want to say right up front, Adam, if you don't mind me just taking just a minute.
Do whatever you want. I'm good with it.
Okay, with this trial has surprised Adam and I, caught us off guard just a little bit as far as we didn't anticipate. We thought we were doing pretty well. We didn't anticipate what it would mean again to have all of this dug back up and to have to revisit it. And a new dynamic, which, and Adam is facing this, I am not, but Adam, it's real now that the trial's starting. Adam's likely going to have to testify. Okay, you never know in a trial until they call you up, but they've been talking with him, and he probably will. And that's just a challenge that very few of us in our community, myself included, have ever had to face. So we don't know. We may answer a lot of your questions on how we're doing, as we don't know, or it's going to be day by day. And I told the moderators, Cami is moderating with us today. Thank you for that, Cami. In the last couple, we haven't had any trolls for quite a while here, but the last couple lives, we've told our moderators, hey, if someone, even if they have some comments that aren't very nice, let them come through. We can deal with that now. We don't know if we can deal with it or how we would deal with it. We're just...
You're afraid I'm going to snap?
I'm afraid either one of us could. And so, kind of like you're a little protective of your, like Zach and others, and I'm a little protective of you. I don't know how it would affect me. So our moderators are being back to the way they were before, not being as accommodating, but they've been great for us, and people by and large have been great. We are very thankful for this community that has our back, and particularly we'll have Adam's back here as the trial goes on and as he may be called to testify. Did I say that okay, Adam?
Yeah, perfect. I noticed that you're wearing white, I'm wearing black. Chad would classify you as a 4 light and me as a 6 dark.
I'm representing Silver Linings.
Oh, that's a nice shirt.
It is a nice shirt.
I always thought I was going to get a Silver Linings hat, and I never got one. I forgot what happened.
What do you mean? We sent you? Oh, no, we sent you a gift certificate. You never ordered it.
Is that what happened? I couldn't figure out why I never
ordered the hat. You have the gift certificate.
There you go. Is that store still around anymore or no?
Well, Kimberly or Lindsay will tell us in the comments if they're.
Can I still order a Silver Lining podcast from that website? Okay.
You've asked. We'll find out if they'll answer here, and we talk with them. We can find that out.
Yeah.
So, just so people know, Adam hasn't been keeping up the last couple days of what's been going on. I've kept up just a little bit, not as much as most of you have, or many of you have, and so we'll be asking you on a lot of questions. We'll be asking you. If we say we don't know, someone please answer that for us, because I know there's been a lot going on. It was a very energetic, I guess, hearing. I wasn't keeping up closely enough to realize there was a hearing along with jury selection yesterday, and it got pretty lively, let's say, with Lori screaming and the judge being as patient as apparently a man could be. I saw parts of it, and
oh, really?
Yeah, I can't imagine.
This is news to me. I have no clue. I get all my information about the case while we do this podcast.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, and so I'm giving people. I'm setting expectations here. We aren't up on it. We
lower my expectations.
Lower the expectations. Yeah. We don't have reactions necessarily to all the stuff that's going on.
By you saying Lori was screaming and that got my reaction, I was like, really? What happened? Now I want to know what happened.
Yeah, it was Lori being Lori. Now, I'm looking forward to this because people are saying, wow, we see a different Lori than we have before. Yeah, you have, and you'll understand her better. I think, Adam, if you listen to it, um, you will have the same reaction I've had so far, just listening to little bits. Yeah, that's Lori. That's not surprising, but people are surprised because no one else has heard anything from Lori except her ridiculous rambling statement at the sentencing.
Right.
And so now they're seeing Lori how she can be, trying to be demanding, manipulative, loud. Surprising a lot of people. I'll be looking forward to your reaction. I don't know if it'll be as surprising, but you should probably tune into a little of that because you're dealing with possibly facing cross-examination from her. So,
Oh, if Lori tries to cross-examine me, it could get. I'm sure the judge will probably kick me out because I probably will snap.
okay, well, that's
I
something.
don't want to. I'm just saying I don't know what my emotions will be like, but I know that I'm a snapper, so I may snap. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Nancy Morales, that's the first comment we'll put up here. She's responding to someone else's comment in the comments. Nancy said, "I know, aren't we seeing quite a show with this jury selection? Also, we've been about the day Charles died specifically, the text between Lori and her dad, and of course, Charles and Adam." So I don't know exactly what the context of that was. I didn't see all that, but we'll be interested in that as it unfolds. Jermaine said, "It's such an honor to hear your perspectives. I'm so sorry for the trauma you're continually dealing with." Thank you, Jermaine. And it's been a lot more traumatic than we've anticipated the last couple of weeks, hasn't it, Adam?
It's a little different. I thought I was fine, a month ago.
The last time
you so good until all this started rehashing and talking to the investigator and all that. Then all this stuff started building up again.
And Kathy White says, "So judge thinks the jury will be seated by the end of the day." Interesting. Yeah, we anticipated it could take longer. So that is interesting. Fionn, oh, dang. Now I've got to remember how this is pronounced. Last time we had forgotten that it's something just hilarious.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. I could tell this upcoming trial had been stressing Adam out. I hope that after watching Lori's ridiculous performance yesterday, his anxiety will be put at ease. Oh.
Maybe I need to start watching it. I don't know. What was her ridiculous thing? What did she do?
Yeah, check in on that from yesterday. But dang, now I even hate saying Fionn because it wasn't that. It was something that was funny when you read it the way.
Look, you're worried about her name, and I'm worried about what Lori said.
I know.
We have two completely different things going on here.
All right. Well, maybe we'll hear more about that from our optimists here.
All right.
Question from Alicia. Adam, Lori's been pretty spicy in her latest court hearings. Are you worried about how she will be with you? I hate that you have to go through this.
I'm not worried. To be honest with you, I don't think I'm worried about anything Lori has to say. I'm worried about my reactions, maybe to if she says something. That's probably the only thing I'm worried about. But other than that, once this is over and done with, hopefully, we can move forward. I know there's another trial with Brandon, so it's just. We just got to get all this done and move on.
And Brandon and Adam were close too. So it's not like it'll be inconsequential there.
I feel like when you marry somebody into the family, like Melanie married Brandon, I open arms, hugged him, loved him, hung out with him and Melanie. And I feel like he's part of the family. Same with Charles. But, people say blood's thicker than water. So some people are like, oh, you need to side with this or this. I want to hear all the angles. Give me your side. If you want to tell me your dirty laundry, I want to hear both sides of the dirty laundry before I make any decisions. And so apparently the rest of my family didn't feel that way. They just were strictly with the blood, if you will.
And, you know, both Brandon and Charles made it easy to accept them in the family. Also, they're both very open,
Yes,
very
I love both of them.
helpful, just good people. So
Yeah.
it wasn't hard for them to right away become part of the family. Let's see. Tina said, love both of you. You're so well thought out, calm, and kind. Well, we'll try to stay calm too.
Hey, at least on the podcast.
Yeah, we.
You don't want to see me on the pickleball court if I lose. It's not pretty.
Well, fortunately, you don't lose very often, so
oh, good.
People don't have to see that very much. Northwest said, Adam, have you gotten a defense subpoena yet from Lori? A subpoena from Lori?
No.
I think those were going out today or trying to be served today. Apparently someone will serve.
Somebody did knock on my door, though, earlier, but they were fixing my shower, so I was safe.
Well, I don't know. I'd be careful even with someone that says that, because as soon as they get in, they can serve you.
So, right. They're knocking on the door.
Yep. And all sorts of tricks to get them.
Yeah.
Brittany asks, Adam, do you think you'll cry when you see Lori for the first time in person?
Maybe. I mean, it's tough. She was one of my favorite. Like, me and Lori were super close. And so that's why it's really, really hard to be in this situation, knowing, that she completely changed, went AWOL. And then when I haven't seen her in 5 years. So, and I'm an emotional person. I cry at movies, songs, like
pickleball games.
I could be a crier. So yeah, don't be surprised if I don't know what kind of emotion I'm going to have. I'm going to be angry or sad, or I don't even know what's going to happen. But yeah, it definitely could happen.
I remember I cried the first time I saw Lori after, when this all broke and it was public and Lori was arrested. That's what it was. First time I saw her after her arrest and she was in an orange jumpsuit. That's when it hit me, so that's when it became real, everything that's going on. And I cried just seeing her in her orange jumpsuit. So I'm a little emotional myself, I guess. And that wasn't even in person. So Diet Coke addict, Grunkle Rex, are you going to support Adam? We're so grateful for you guys. By that, I hope you mean, am I going to the trial to support Adam? Because I support him 100% otherwise. But yes, I'm planning, as long as, there isn't something that prevents me logistically, but I'm planning on being there when Adam has to testify. And I'm planning on going with my daughters. They told me today they want to be there for the opening statements. And so, yeah, 3 of my daughters, I'm planning on being there with them on Monday. I may have to hitchhike down there, but I'm planning on.
You need a ride? You need me to come get you or what?
I may need, no, I just haven't checked flights or anything yet. Oh. This is breaking news. Yes. But yeah, I want to be there anytime one of our family members is going to be there, especially my daughters, Adam. Of course, Adam's only going to be there when he's testifying. But when my daughters want to go, I want to be there, or any other family member. So, and I know Megan's going to be there for about 3 weeks, so we'll probably see Megan while we're there. Adam, I got a text from her yesterday. So I always like to see my niece Megan. Diet Coke addict also says the courtroom was so wild yesterday. So maybe the hearings I'm talking about happened yesterday and not today. That was probably the case with all the yelling and everything.
What was Lori yelling about?
Boy, someone's going to have to tell us. I can't.
She actually yelled at the judge?
Yeah, she was yelling like that was her tone of voice. It raised up to a yell, and she was yelling about how she was trying to get everything done and she can't get everything done because of where she is and she's in jail. And the judge very patiently would say, well, I offered you a continuance several times. That's what happens when you won't allow a continuance. You insist on starting the trial on a certain date, and there's all this to do. And a few times I understand he commented, well, I can't teach you. I'm not here to instruct you in the law, but I can say this, because obviously she doesn't know a whole lot. I mean,
Right.
she knows so little. And he's being very patient, but very matter of fact about it. So Idaho Spud Girl says the judge is great. So Adam will give you, and that will give you comfort as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to, just from a point of law, I don't think he's going to give her the chance to abuse anyone up there or to drag them through, even allowing witnesses. He is going to great detail to say, well, what are they going to contribute? I don't see how they have something to contribute, especially Janice, Summer, and you, as far as being a defense witness for Lori. Now, obviously, you're a prosecution witness because of your interaction with Charles, but as far as being a defense witness for Lori, he questioned that out loud. I don't see what they have to offer. They have very little that's pertinent to it.
Right.
So,
I wasn't even talking to Lori, so
yeah. So the judge is looking out for you, not because he knows you or cares about you so much, but just as a matter of law. He wants to keep this trial on the subject.
yeah.
Is it just me? I haven't heard very many people say this, but it seems like there's a lot of energy around the idea that Alex killed Charles in self-defense. That's not what this trial is about. I understand that relates somewhat to the circumstances, but the trial's about Lori conspiring to kill Charles. Even if it was self-defense, if she conspired to kill him and he was killed, there's the law apparently has been broken. Is it just me that thinks that way? I'm not a lawyer either, so it may just be my misunderstanding there.
Yeah.
Kaz Mangovan. Wonder if I pronounced that right. Hello from Australia. Very good. Thank you and welcome. Be assured that all arms are extended from down under in support of you all. Those are long arms. Finally, justice for Charles. That's what these wristbands have been saying for a long time. Justice for Charles. Of course, for the others too, but they have in effect had their day in court, and we're grateful for the results of those trials. Brittany says Lori's going to call Barry. How do y'all think that will go, Adam?
Oh my gosh. How? What would she possibly say?
Well, because he sold life insurance, I heard this part. Because he sold life insurance, she wants to ask him, I don't know, something about the change in beneficiary or something related to the fact that he sold life insurance, and the judge was pretty skeptical about it. I don't think he's going to.
Because Lori changed the name on the life insurance, or no, because Charles changed it.
Right, but what does that have to do with Barry? She's calling him, I guess, as an expert witness. I don't know. The judge didn't. I don't think the judge saw it, and I don't think he's going to allow it anyway. But
yeah, she's out of her mind.
But seeing Barry in that situation in court would be entertaining, would it not, Adam?
It would. No, that would be entertaining.
I don't wish that on Barry because, like everyone else, that would be.
Nobody wants to be there for that.
Yeah, no one wants that for themselves. I'm sure those of you that are in it, or none of us want that for you to have to go through that. So hope it doesn't happen, but it will be entertaining for family members that know Barry. In some regards. Diet Coke Addict says, it was wild talking about the proceedings yesterday. Our mouths were on the floor. The judge was so patient, like beyond patient, with her, even while she was screaming and making demands about how unfair things were. That is Lori. You have seen Lori in action. This is the Lori that no one's seen, that we've never been able to quite describe, right, Adam?
Yes.
So that doesn't surprise us completely. Tori Myers, does Barry have knowledge about insurance?
Yes.
Yeah, he sold a whole lot of life insurance for a long time. Dang it, I'm going to have to go back and now and look and see how to pronounce that. Finn McCool, Finn gave it to us right here.
Oh, good.
Finn McCool, that's it. Thank you. Thank you for that. That's obviously been bugging me. Finn McCool. All right, great name. Chelsea Palmer says, I have empathy for you gentlemen and your family. Thank you, Chelsea. That we love the support we get. And Richie said, hi to you both. Nice to see you. And from Scotland.
Scotland. My friend Lance is flying to Scotland in 2 weeks. We're going to St. Andrews to go golf, him and his brother. He's been to Scotland like 3 times. He loves Scotland.
So you guys stop by and see Anne, do you think?
He could. Does she golf?
I think you have to golf if you're from Scotland, don't you?
Yeah.
Or if you're in Scotland. Yeah, we love to hear where y'all are from. And even if you're from, Arizona or somewhere close by, we love to hear it. But of course, we make note of people they're listening, just to emphasize that this story has captured people from all over the world. Jermaine says, Adam, do you know the gray rock tactic to deal with manipulative people?
No.
Megan definitely knows about this stuff. Okay, if you run into Megan, you can ask her about the gray rock. She'll be there for the first few weeks.
Okay.
Candace Merritts. Oh, yay. First time I've been in your live. Great, Candace. Welcome. Good luck, Adam, with a shamrock. You're going to be great. Sending you much love and strength your way.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Nancy 27. And lawyer said, if you don't get summons, don't have to go. That's right. One of the lawyers said that. So I guess that's why people hide from summonses. So they aren't legally compelled to show up. Now, if they ask you to go, they don't have to summons you. You can still go. But yeah, that's the way I understand it is. And she said because she's in jail, it's harder for her to get things done. I'm sure it is. And the judge pointed out that's why lawyers take so much time in preparing. That's why your lawyers, both sets of your lawyers, wanted more time to prepare because this takes a lot of time.
Right.
And I don't know if he said it straight out, but he's indicating, and you're in jail, so it takes more time to get communication and the situation's not good. And you refused the offer of having more time. So the judge is not being very sympathetic about that circumstance. Thank heavens. Let's get this over with. This that didn't really have to happen. Let's get it over with. On several levels, it didn't have to happen. Betty Lester says, don't worry, Adam. She has on that shock belt. They will keep her in line. They'll at least keep her from attacking you.
Yeah, I'm just curious of what she's going to do, what's going to happen.
We all are. Lynn McLaughlin, Lloyd brought up Barry Cox selling the life insurance policy to Charles. Lots of raised eyebrows with that one. Yeah, I wasn't aware. She said he assisted in selling the life insurance, both on Lori. She said she had a $2 million policy, and on Charles, a $1 million policy is what she said. Lots of raised eyebrows on that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Tori Meyer said, okay, I couldn't stop laughing yesterday when she had to wear a shock belt. I was laughing because a part of me wanted to be the bailiff and wanted to press that button just because.
That's crazy.
I think all of us are that warped, Tori. I think all of us would enjoy a shot at the button. Kind of like the line in Airplane, Adam, that you brought up that time.
Oh yeah.
Axel the Car Guy. There's a good name, Axel the Car Guy. Question. How did the two Melodies and Zulema not get called to testify? Did the rats jump ship, never to be seen again? Do you have any insight on that, Adam?
Do they know about, were they part of Charles's thing?
Well, they were certainly in the vicinity. I mean, they were part of the group, and that was all going on at that time. You know, the best theory I've heard on that is, and they were talking about Zulema, but it could extend to both Melodies. That would be the prosecutor that would call them. If you were the prosecutor in this case, would you consider either of the Melanies or Zulema a reliable witness? And if not, would you want to put them up there in front of the jury?
That makes sense.
That makes complete sense to me.
Me too.
It's not, did they know something or did they not? It's, do you want them up there in front of the jury? Is what they supposedly know critical enough to the case that you want to put them up there in front of the jury and find out that they aren't reliable witnesses for your case?
Yeah.
So we don't know is the bottom line, Axel. You know, the prosecutors would have to tell us why they didn't call him, but that's the best thought on the subject I've heard. Kristen Perry said, they have mentioned you in the hearings that you might have a very small amount of information. Adam, that's you, meaning being a defense witness for Lori.
That I would have something for Lori. But I'm saying if the prosecution's already having me as a witness, then why wouldn't Lori be able to ask whatever questions she's going to ask when the prosecution's done with me?
I think, again, not being a lawyer, the reason is the cross-examination has to deal with subjects that came up in you testifying for the prosecution.
And if that subject that Lori wants to ask me about doesn't come up, then she wants to call me again?
That's my understanding.
Wow, what a trip that would be.
And I think when the judge made the comment about you having a very small amount of information is in that context of you, Janice, and Summer, that you wouldn't have much to offer in this case for the defense.
Right.
I mean, what could you say? I didn't talk to her, so I didn't hear any.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's
nothing to kill Charles.
Right.
Anything else, anything you said Charles said would be hearsay. So there's not much. Yeah, there's not much Lori could get out of that, is what the judge was suggesting.
Yeah.
So you may not be called as a defense witness for that reason. Jerry Harris said, are you both going on a long vacation when both trials are over?
I want to, for sure. I need one, seriously.
You really do. I want to, but Adam's going to have to be working, apparently. It's hard. Adam and I haven't gotten together. It's hard for us to find a time to just talk to each other on the phone because of his work schedule. So
it will lighten up once summer comes.
Meaning the season summer.
Yeah, the summer's coming up. Yes.
Okay, that's good news. But yeah, I think you could use a long vacation, Adam. I'm all for it. Van Keith said, Lori says Summer, now not the season, now the person, Summer, has knowledge about why Adam came to town on July 11th, 2019. Lori sounds so sure that she can prove self-defense. Let's speculate a second on that since Pam brought it up. So what? What could there be about Lori defending herself from conspiring to kill Charles? What information could you have that relates to Lori conspiring to kill Charles or not?
Her brain does not think about any of that. There's nothing. The thing with Lori is she came up with some crazy idea that me and Charles and Zach and Brandon were trying to kill her for her $2 million policy. And in actuality, she was actually going to kill Charles for his. So everything Lori said that was happening, to her, she was actually doing to somebody else. So I don't know who believed her story. I don't know what story she told, but that was the way she presented it to people, I think, to the members of our family.
Yeah. And some members of your family apparently either believed it or used it for whatever.
From what I understand, I think my family believed that Charles was using me to get people away so he could have Lori to himself to harm Lori. That's what I was told.
Okay.
So that's what my family believed, which to me it's heartbreaking that they would believe that I would be involved in something like that. That's a whole other issue, but I think that's what Lori told him, some kind of a story where that was the case, and they believed it.
Yeah, they were buying into a lot of what Lori said, a lot, if not all of it, around that time. So very unfortunate.
Yep.
Happy Camper, do you think if Lori had received the $1 million life insurance policy from Charles, she would have just left the children somewhere and taken off?
Who knows what their plan, who knows what their plan was and what they would do or wouldn't do with the money. For me, I truly believe that Chad, talked about lights and darks and zombies and people being dead and they have to be murdered and killed out of their bodies and castings and all that stuff. So when they bought all into all of that, I don't know why money would be changing those ideas.
If they bought into only that. I mean,
Right.
Lori was there for the money. She wasn't there for the dark zombies and evil spirits and stuff. She didn't buy that. She was there for the money. If they had left the children, then the money from Social Security, the $4,000 a month that JJ was getting, Lori, first of all, Lori would be easier to trace if she were still getting it and spending it.
Right.
And if not, if someone else had custody of it, they could apply and potentially get that money. Either way, she loses that money.
Yeah.
One reason for which I believe she killed the children is so she could still get that money. If the children were just missing in her mind, in her delusion, that would be enough that no one would know, no one would care, she'd keep getting the money.
Yeah. Definitely money's involved in it. Being an idiot is involved in it, of believing certain things, falling into traps, being manipulated, like everything. There's 20 things. It's not just one thing. It's not just about money. It's just not just about zombies. It's not about one thing. There's literally, if you think about it, it's intertwined. There's so many things that are intertwined that make this huge ball of fire, which happened.
Diane Van, question, Adam. I think you should watch yesterday's hearing just to prepare yourself for trial and so as not to be surprised at her behavior. Just a thought. God bless you both.
Maybe I'll watch it if it's on YouTube or something.
Yep. Good thought. Good thought. Mrs. Jackson said, Adam, you have such a genuine, beautiful smile. I really admire your strength. Of course, it'd be easier to see it if you hadn't turned the light off in that room. You are in the dark.
I'm a 4 dark, according to the chart.
Okay. So you're giving Chad some props here, huh?
This is as light as my apartment gets. I got doors open, lights on.
Okay.
Sorry you can't see me.
Kristen Perry asks, do you think Lori will cause commotion in the court, causing RAC belt to be used?
I don't know. I wouldn't mind watching that.
I think we're all.
I wouldn't. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think she'll.
But yeah,
I don't think she'll attack anyone, which is apparently when the belt is used. She's going to approach the witness stand or the judge or the bench, whatever. I doubt she would do that.
I think I'm going to be a smart ass on the stage asking her, so Lori, what dark am I? What level dark am I? I forgot what level.
Yeah.
I wonder if I start asking her questions, will the judge just kick me out?
Yeah. Well, yeah. He'll warn you first and he'll kick you out.
Right.
Or you could ask, hey, Lori, what does it mean when you told Al Z? Does that mean you're going to have him kill me? Is that like you had him kill Tylee, JJ?
Right. All that stuff. I would let loose if the judge would let me. The judge should grant me 5 minutes to just let loose on her. He should. He really should. I know it's not normal.
He should suspend the law.
I know it's not normal court behavior, but he should extend me. It's almost like when Jack Nicholson was on the stage and he was just going off.
Yeah, I like GRD here. Not sure what it stands for, but I'm so glad Adam was there for Charles and they knew someone was on his side. He knew you loved him, Adam.
Yep.
That is true. Take notes. Any trolls that are watching that want to ask Adam, the comment won't come through here because Cammie would cut it off. But the comment you hear so often, Adam, you were supposed to be there for Charles. You abandoned him. We are so sick of hearing that. And we don't cast aspersions on any people. Well, yeah, we do. People that don't believe that, if they haven't heard it, okay, we could give someone a break for that. But people that don't believe that are just wrong. They're mistaken.
Yeah.
They don't know what actually took
They don't know circumstances. They don't know timelines. They just ramble.
Even though Adam has laid that out several
times. How
times.
many podcasts have we done specifically and just laid out every single, at least 3 or 4 podcasts over the last year and a half where everything is in there.
Yes. Okay, Celeste, I'm going to answer this first, but you have a better answer, Adam, than I do because you say accept the crazy part. Celeste asks, Adam, was Lori like this growing up? Yeah, she was like this.
Like what? Like what?
I think she means Lori's behavior yesterday in court where she's demanding, manipulative, raising your voice.
I didn't see it, so I can't answer that. But Lori, I don't think Lori, if she was crazy growing up, I never detected it.
Yeah, as far as being crazy, but as far as the actions you saw of her trying to get her way and trying to use different ways to get her way, that's what manipulation is.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'd have to see it and see if it's the old Lori.
Okay. We'll get back with you next podcast. Oh, wait, before we go to Jermaine, when is the next podcast, Adam? We haven't decided, and we talk so infrequently. Maybe we should talk right now about the podcast. Should we do one a week during the trial?
I don't know. It depends on what you guys want to do. I'm okay with whatever you want to do.
Is there a time during the week? And it doesn't have to be the set time every week, but some people might appreciate that if we're doing lives. Is there a time during the week you say, hey, let's do at least one and we can count on this time, just like we've done one a month for the last few months? Always on the first, but is there a time even on the weekend that we say, well, at this time, it's pretty safe. You can't guarantee it with either of our schedules in that case.
Yeah, it just depends. I think usually Saturdays and Sundays are usually my days that I can at least give an hour without having to eat lunch on camera.
Okay.
Rex told me I couldn't eat lunch on this podcast.
I just asked you to eat.
Even though it is time to eat, I'm not even lying. We got 20 minutes and I'm eating.
Like I'm in charge of this. Like you do what I say. Come on. Okay, so yeah, we'll probably we're thinking of we've talked about doing at least a weekly unless something really big happens, at least a weekly. So Maybe thinking Saturday or Sunday afternoon, Adam. Which is best for you?
Either one, I think. Probably Sunday.
Okay, so Sunday at what, 2:30 your time, 3:30 Mountain?
Sure.
Okay, we are tentatively setting that every Sunday. We'll have just a podcast where we can come and talk about it together like we are now.
Yes.
Okay, 2:30 Pacific time, 3:30 Mountain Daylight Time. Okay. I know you didn't write that down. I'd better write
Oh,
it.
people are saying that I can't go on a podcast and talk about it during the trial. So I guess I can't be part of your podcast for the next month.
It's not my podcast, it's ours, and you are part of it.
Oh, well, there's people that are commenting saying I can't be part of it because I'm part of the trial.
Yeah, I don't think the prosecutors agreed with that. Didn't you ask the prosecutors that?
Yeah, they don't want me to talk about their strategy or what they're doing, which
Yeah.
I won't. But
Okay. So there you go. Jermaine says, Lori is accusing the prosecutor of conspiring against her. Well, of course the prosecutor is conspiring against her.
what the freak is that?
That sounds funny. I don't know if you meant that to be funny, Jermaine, but that's just funny. Well, of course, that's what she's doing. Oh, I think part of that, Jermaine's probably indicating that she's conspiring illegally, like she's having illegal conversations. You know, they can't, certain conversations they can't have. Like that was part of her and Nate, Nate being there, that,
Yeah.
There's something that Lori alleged that they had an inappropriate conversation about that. So I think that's what Jermaine is talking about. But it sounds funny just on its face.
Yeah, just on that alone.
Of course the prosecutor is conspiring against her. Jerry Harris, Adam, you still love her as a sister, but don't like what she did.
Yeah, I think I'll always love Lori as a sister. We've had, 40 something years of a great relationship, and it's hard not to think about all the fun times and all the great things that we did and she's actually done for me and helped me and lots of things. So yeah, that's where I get split down the middle, where it's really hard.
It's really a shame, just because of the way people are, especially Adam has not been able to say all of those great memories, because people don't want to hear good things about Lori. And especially if you're Adam, any family member, because everyone in the family loved Lori, but especially if you're Adam, there is a whole lot of good that he could share, a whole lot of great times they've had, or great things, good things she's done for him, other people. But people don't want to hear that, so we can't say much about it, because people go off and start lecturing us on how we were fooled and how we were deceived and didn't really know her. She's always been evil. And
right. Yeah.
It's a shame you can't say more about the positive part. GRD, Adam, you will be Charles's voice.
I'm happy to do that.
Okay. Very good. Jill Gebauer. Adam, she has this poor me, nasty attitude because she's on lockdown 23 hours and is never prepared.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And that's what people are referring to, has she been like this? Yeah, trying to defend herself. She's fighting, just like she was deceiving people any way she could. She'd tell any story, say anything to deceive whoever is in front of her.
Yeah.
She's trying everything as a pro se attorney. I'm going to throw everything out there and see what sticks. Well, poor me. I didn't have enough time. And the judge fortunately sees right through that and isn't dealing with it, or isn't allowing it. Kay the Geeky Geek. How do you like that name, Adam?
Kay the what?
Kay the Geeky Geek.
Geeky Geek? Oh, I like geeks. Geeks are smart.
The judge is not so sure Lori will be allowed to call Barry Cox. Said he will deal with that if it is necessary later on in the trial.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see who she can call and who she can and what, because nobody's going to know anything that's going to help her.
That's a good point. Linda Lou. Yay, Linda Lou. Adam, I'm confident that the judge will keep her in line. He's a great judge and isn't really putting up with her unleashing. Well said.
Good.
Tori Myers. Question. What do you think about Lori trying to call Nate Eaton? A part of me thinks she has an obsession with him.
I mean, I mentioned this before. I think that Nate Eaton was the reason that she got caught. And I'm grateful that he tracked her down, flew from Idaho to Hawaii with his camera crew, followed her everywhere, asked her where the kids were. I'm glad that he did all that and brought all that attention. Otherwise, who knows what would have happened if there, no attention to it and what they could have got away with, even more stuff. So she probably is mad that he found her out and was a pest trying to get her to answer questions, which he was a great journalist by doing that.
Yeah, that was a significant turning point. We all feel that his reporting and Justin Lum down in Arizona bringing the spotlight on them so they didn't feel like they were just operating and being protected by God.
Yeah.
What they kept telling each other.
Yeah.
No one will notice God is protecting us. We're doing God's work. Well, not the right God. Jill Gebauer. Hey, Adam, could you remind me what the bracelets represent that you wear?
This one is, it says justice for Tylee, JJ, Charles, and Tammy. This one just is something that Summer made, Tylee and JJ. It's Aloha, Hawaiian one. And this one is the same one with Tylee and JJ. It's just another one. And then these are just pickleball bracelets that some big tournaments that I've won to keep me focused on my pickleball goals. So I got this hand and this hand.
All right.
Yeah.
Frida Soar. I'm going to read the last sentence first on this one, Adam. Please know you're being prayed for, because we appreciate that. And it's not, the rest of it's a different question.
Yeah. Rex,
you've heard how Lori has talked to the judge. Is that how she talked to Barry and Janice when Lori grew up? Yeah, I think it was. And that's what I reflected. It's not that she was always obstinate, but when she was trying to get her way, she would enthusiastically throw everything at it. Was my observation. Being there infrequently during her teen years. In fact, very infrequently during her teen years, more in her younger years. Adam, why don't you weigh in on this? They're much teen years either, but you saw that interaction a lot more.
When did I leave the house? She was still young.
Yeah, she was like 7 or 8.
No, she was 12, I think, when I left the house.
Okay,
she was young, but I was a teenager. She was pretty, and a lot of guys liked her, and she had a lot of attention. She was a cheerleader, so she had all that bubbly kind of stuff. I saw something the other day. Somebody sent me a TikTok of Lori being on Wheel of Fortune, and that the way that she talked on Wheel of Fortune when Pat Sajak was asking her questions, that was more how she was just kind of like. That's how I remember her, more like that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she had her moments where, she sassed Barry. Is that a word, sassed?
Yep.
Yeah. When you're a teenage girl, I'm sure you have plenty of things to say.
She wasn't the only one in your family, Adam. I seem to remember on Saturday mornings, you and your brother.
Mornings, I was an athlete. I wanted to go play sports, and my dad made me do yard work and chores before I got everything done. So, yeah. I had a few complaints too.
All right, fair enough. Just had to get that in there. Tori Myers, I'm wondering if there are more women than men for the jury. That way, she has no way to try and fail to flirt with the men. Okay. Yeah, because flirting is a manipulative.
Well, we saw what she did to the Chandler Police Department, man. I mean, geez, Louise.
Exactly.
Terrible.
Exactly. Janet Bradley asked, do you think Lori may not cross-examine you, Adam? She sure didn't want Kay on the stand. I think she's afraid of her. Kay speaks the truth. You, Adam, speak the truth.
Yeah, like I said, I'd be shocked if she got up and said, ask me any questions. But she may, but I would be shocked if she did.
Brittany says, Adam, have they given you a day to show up yet? Trial starts Monday. Hopefully you'll be on the first day to get it out of the way.
I don't know when. She said they'll call me like a day before or something to let me know. It depends on if Lori does cross-examine and how long things take. That's what I was told.
Yeah, and they don't know what day any particular witness will be.
No.
Because, every day is different, and so they can't give you a date very much ahead of time. Polly Gregory says, first live. Yay, Polly. Hello from Utah. All right, someone that's not from a different country right here. Well, Utah. Okay.
Well, you have Utah, you have Australia, you have Scotland. There's so many places.
Yeah, and we love them all. Yeah. Love you all from all these places. Y'all are amazing men. Thank you for this channel and all you've shared here. I've learned so much. Adam, you're a man of great strength. True dat.
Oh, thanks.
True dat. Okay. Pearl, she was insistent that Barry, Janice, and Summer knew information before and after Charles's death, that she had life insurance on Charles and how to collect it. It seemed like she spilled a bit in. Well, okay, so she's insistent on that. The judge's question was, does this information have anything to do with you conspiring to kill Charles? The information that Barry, Janice, and Summer might have, does that affect what this case is about?
Yeah, I don't understand how that even gets involved in that, but
yeah, neither did the judge. That's why it was and still is a question. Thank you for the question, observation, though, Pearl. Tina said, my sister was schizophrenic, always lied, all based on delusions. It's so painful and destroyed my family. Adam, I know what it's like when a family won't listen to words of warning. Go pickleball.
Yes, go pickleball. By the way, the reason that I even wanted to do a podcast or write the book with Rex was that was my main focus after what happened to me was that I didn't want other families to not talk to each other and have something like this happen to where family members cut off other family members and don't listen to stories or get everybody in a room. And let's have this out and talk about it and find out who's lying, what's happening. That was one of my main purposes of doing this podcast and our book was to convey that message. If you have family members that are acting shady or something that is, that needs to be brought up. I know there's a lot of families that have things just swept under the rug and everybody keeps on going with it. But these are the kind of things that can happen if you don't talk about it. So yeah, that's always been my message. And I haven't really talked about that message in a long time. But I know when we first started this podcast a year and a half ago, I remember talking about that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You sure did. Excellent message and a well-received message. People have responded to that. A lot of people have responded. It's made a difference in a lot of people's families.
Good.
Adam, can you read? I'd like you to read this one if you can.
I can't. I have it's this tiny.
Okay. Hokey Leah says, I support Adam losing it on Lori if she crosses him. Her arrogance is unmatched. Judge is keeping her in her place despite all her whining. So sorry for your family has to suffer through this.
Yeah, I wonder if the judge would allow me to give 30 seconds in or a full minute in before he's like, okay, no more talking like that. We got to have order in the court. Hits the gavel, but at least gives me like a minute.
Okay. The Scottish Grand says, "Hi, Rex and Adam. Thinking of you guys at this time." There are a few people in Scotland. I don't know if the Scottish Grand's in Scotland, but obviously connection there. Welcome and good to see you here, and thank you for thinking of us.
Rex, we're at the 5-minute mark. We got to get through these questions.
Okay, we only have 26 more. That's how many we've had the whole time. So chances are we won't get through all of them, but we'll keep going. We've been going for as much as we can.
Yeah.
Joe Gebauer says, Lori argues Summer has pertinent information about brother Alex that happened on the day Charles was shot. Wasn't Summer out of town? Adam, you can answer that one. A timeline question, Adam, that you can answer.
Summer was out of town. She moved. Her and her family went to New York, so they were gone. I don't know what information she has about Alex. I know that from what she has said that, she wanted Alex to protect Lori and Tylee and from Charles, from what Lori, I guess, told Summer, Charles could be coming to get me or something like that. So Summer wanted Alex there to protect Lori at Lori's house.
Okay. Margaret E. says, best of luck, Adam. You have to be the voice for Charles.
Yep.
Margaret E., best of luck. Oh, sorry. Now I'm repeating myself. Okay.
You got to get to the other questions, Rex.
Right. Get to the other ones. No wonder we're behind.
Yeah.
Dog Mom says, was Lori always this self-entitled and so condescending? It's really off-putting.
No, there was a time where Lori was humble. There was a time where Lori was like just super sweet, loving. But she's always had that flair too. So I know people don't want to hear that, but that's the truth of it. She's not like that anymore.
And I should clarify what I said, because I said, yeah, that's what Lori's like. That's what Lori's like when she's backed into a corner. And she's always been able to come out, be very aggressive, very confident, very, what's some of the words y'all use? Yeah, she's always had that ability. Not that she was always like that. I'm going to agree with Adam. She was a sweet, sweet person the majority of the time. In fact, she's never come at me like that, for example. But I've seen her in certain family situations where, she's trying to get her way or trying to defend herself, and boom, that's what you see, and that's what you saw in the courtroom. But no, she wasn't like that all day, every day, by any stretch of the imagination. Just a sweet, loving person to everyone around her, even more than most people would be. And Janice is like that too. Just very positive, overflowing. Some people at first, before getting to know him, thought it wasn't real. And then as they got to know him, realized she's always like that. She's sincere. They realized it was part of her. So that's the way she was most of the time. But if cornered, she could take care of herself, or at least defend herself. Mariana Estevez. Don't Adam have to text messages with Charles before the killing? Didn't Adam text message with Charles before the killing?
Yes.
And
yeah. You can, if you have any questions about any of that, you can watch, I think maybe our first 10 podcasts. We talk about all of it, every single thing about it. If you want details about it.
Right. As many details as we could give.
Yeah. Oh, you only got a minute, Rex. You better get this question.
What is Rex's relationship to Megan Connor like? I love Megan. Y'all have very similar characteristics in terms of explaining complex ideas in simple language that is relatable and comprehensive. That is a tremendous compliment to me. I believe Megan's really well-spoken, and comes across just wonderfully. And I love, recently, a few months ago, I got to go to San Antonio and spend some time with Megan, part of her family. I love my time with Megan. As far as this situation, we see several things differently. I don't hold that against Megan. but we see it differently. So we aren't on the same podcast. We approach it differently, believe differently about it, about other family members, for example. We're different in what we believe and what we portray about other family members. But I think I have a great relationship with Megan. I hope so. She texted me 2 days ago, so it's at least that good. Did I use the whole minute? Adam,
yeah, we're over 18 seconds.
This upcoming trial has caused increased tension with you, parents, and sister. That's a question. I just had to read it quickly.
What's the question?
Has the upcoming trial caused increased tension with your parents and sisters?
I think it has a little bit.
Yeah. And in the extended family, digs up. So a lot of it that we thought was water under the bridge now came back upstream.
Funny how that happens.
In the family dynamic. That surprised us a little bit.
Yeah.
So Adam, is okay if I can stay another 10 minutes and get to as many of the remaining 22?
Yeah, that's good. I got to go eat and then get to work. So happy April Fool's Day, everybody. Don't play jokes on people. Be kind.
Very good. So people that didn't want to see Adam eating, now we have to pay for it. He won't be on here eating.
No more eating for me.
But he won't be on here. Okay.
See you guys.
I'll finish up in a few minutes here.
Okay.
Betty Lester says, I think Charles was just trying everything possible to help him get Lori some help, and that a family member would be the best one to help him. Anyone, yes, Charles was doing just that. You're right on the nosy, Betty. And this trying to get Adam to help him and what he is doing that weekend, I think he described it as his last resort. It was the last thing he could think of to try to get her help. And so he had tried what he knew how to try, but if someone doesn't want it, it's not going to work. Joe Raby, did you know Lori wanted Kay Woodcock and 2 other associates to be removed as prosecution witnesses because they gossip together and basically can't be trusted to give accurate and fair testimony? Yeah, that was her motion. And I don't think this is peculiar to Lori. A lot of criminals try to put in motions and weight things in their favor. And so anything she does in that regard doesn't surprise me. It doesn't make it valid, but it doesn't surprise me. Kelly can't get right. If she keeps acting like this, do you believe she's going to lose her competency to defend herself? No. The way she's acting doesn't have to do with her competency to defend herself. The way she's acting just shows that she's not schooled in law and she's a criminal that is ignorant of legal proceedings and doesn't deal in common sense. So the competency isn't about her competency as an attorney. It's her competency just to tell if people in the courtroom what role they have in the courtroom. It's not about her sanity. It's not about her mental capacity. It has a very narrow definition. And no, I don't think she's going to lose that. Now, I think she could easily overstep the bounds that the judge has, and he can say, okay, you can no longer represent yourself. Counsel who was advisory counsel step in, and they have to step in and pick up the case from that moment on. I could see that happening easily. Christie's connection. Hi, please don't let Lori's words and actions trouble you. You can't expect normal behavior. Christy, amen, amen, and amen. You can't expect normal behavior from a deranged person, so don't. You're both covered with prayers from around the world. Thank you for the prayers and for that comment. That is the truth. And that's also the perspective of my youngest daughter, who was nanny for Tyler and JJ. You can't expect normal behavior from her. She's not thinking like a normal person. Not capable, apparently. She's capable of changing her story. She's not completely out of touch with reality. She just has a severe delusion. Betty Lester, does she get to pick the jurors? She's part of the process, like any voir dire process. She's an attorney as far as that process is concerned, so she gets to follow the process as that attorney. If she does, I think they will all be men, so she can flirt and things, and thinks she will get her way. Yeah, that's probably part of her thinking process. So if it is, she'll give it a try. But the voir dire process is pretty straightforward, and both attorneys, they try to give both attorneys an equal say, or at least equal representation on the jury. Tony Snedecor, hope I said that right, Tony. I've been wanting to know if you see any similarities between what happened to Joe Ryan and Charles. My thoughts and prayers are with you. I'll answer that to my best to my limited experience. The day I found out Charles was shot, I went back and found the court paperwork from Joseph Ryan, because right away, those of you that have listened to us know that Adam and I right away felt they killed him. This was not self-defense. They killed him. And I've had that question in my mind about Joseph Ryan. Sorry, I call him Joseph. That's what he preferred for me to call him. So right away, I went back and started reading about the psychological testing, about him abusing the kids, et cetera. And it opened up my eyes because I hadn't read that before. I think there are a lot of similarities. By the way, my description is, by the way, Lori gaslighted us in the family about both Joseph Ryan and about Charles, and it all became clear. And that's when we heard the children were missing, I thought, and Adam and I had the same thought, she killed them. They aren't in a bunker somewhere. This is all part of her ridiculous sordid plan. So yes, I definitely feel there were similarities. Kelly asks, Adam, maybe if you're allowed to write a victim impact statement, you can tell her what you feel. Huh? Good thought, Kelly. We'll see if that happens. Mary S. Curie. Lori asked the judge, quote, if there's going to be an armed guard, why do I have to wear the belt? He said, because that's what I ruled. I love that. It's like any parent saying, because I said so. Because if you can't see it for yourself and it's this obvious, I don't want to go into any more detail than that. I'm tired of it. Isn't that what we do as parents? That's just classic. Last time you were live, you got me craving potato salad. I've made it twice. That's from Nina Canadian. I know that was for Adam, and that's just funny. Okay. Mia Louise Travels. Adam, you're so cute. LOL. P.S. I'm an old woman coming from a mother's heart. Okay. Still appreciated if you weren't an old, self-described old woman. Maxine Pierce. Did the police take fingerprints off the bat? I don't know. I know they didn't take gunshot residue, which I wish they would have done. Just to answer the question, did Lori take that second shot? But the fingerprints, you would expect all the fingerprints from Tylee, even if Charles' fingerprints were on it, according to this alleged altercation they had, his fingerprints would have been on it, whether he hit Alex or not with it. And so I don't know if that would have proven more that we know, but interesting question, Maxine. Thank you. Hockey Mom 39. Isn't there an exclusionary rule? Witness cannot consume anything about the trial at all until they're released. I don't know the technicality of those rules. I know you're saying that in response to us saying that Adam could still do the podcast, and that's our understanding from the prosecution that he could still do it. Chalita Tippins. Lori said if she could call any of her witnesses herself, she thought they would answer. I saw that none of her family, parents, siblings. Is she delusional that her family still believes her? I don't know what she believes about what the family believes. Um, I don't even know if she's seen this podcast or knows, but she is able to see documentaries and such. So if that's the case, you know what Adam and I believe. She's talked with Janice. She hasn't talked with Summer recently, but I don't know if she knows or what she feels about the family believing her. But since the children's bodies were found, belief in her stories just came to a screeching halt at that point, at least the stories about the children. Jerry Harris, Rex and Adam, did you both go into hiding when Alex was still alive? I didn't feel I needed to. Adam didn't go into hiding, but he and Zach were worried every day. It's what he said on this podcast. They were worried every day, will Alex show up and kill us? And so they were very aware. They didn't go into hiding like witness protection, as I might have done if I were concerned about me or about Lisa. But that was scary for a lot of people, Adam being one of them. Natalie Cassidy, Adam, you can express anything you want about your past with Lori. No one has a right to tell you not to. God bless you and your family. My love to you and your family from Akron, Ohio. Thank you, Natalie. I know you're directing that at Adam, but I appreciate it too. And yeah, he could express anything, but a lot of people just don't want to hear it. And maybe we shouldn't, but we kind of get tired of justifying saying good things about evil people as if they were evil their entire life, which a lot of people feel they were, and they're entitled to those feelings. And I don't know that it's not that way, because I can't see into someone's heart and mind, and especially in retrospect and what they've done in their life. So, I can't say it's one way or another. We just get tired of dealing with it sometimes. Carrie Ann, yay. Was Lori ever been, whichever of the two Carrie Anns you are, we love to see you have a comment on here. Was Lori ever vindictive enough that she would do something to try to keep Nate out of courtroom, or do you really think it was for legal reasons about his interviews he has done, like she says? For that one, I'm willing to accept that at face value. And she did say that she hadn't thought of keeping Nate out of the courtroom by calling him to be a witness. And she laughed at that thought, that she hadn't thought of it. But was she ever vindictive enough? Again, we're talking about a Lori right now that Adam and I don't know. Was she ever that way? Again, if she was cornered as a teenager, she's like cornered teenage girls or boys for that matter. They'll use it whatever there is at their disposal. I'm not saying all people are like that, but it's not untypical. That wasn't a very good answer, Carrie Ann. I should have just said I don't know and moved on, but wanted to give you a little more than that. Brittany says, how does it make you feel that she's still married to Chad and wants to go by Lori Daybell? My bar of feeling something for the way a deranged, evil mind thinks and what they want is very low, so I don't think twice about it. Brittany, I appreciate the question, but don't think twice about it. Adam, I think, would have a similar answer. Sybil 3. Was Charles borderline abusive to Tylee in the past, as she said on the day of police questioning, almost hit her, fighting all the time, etc.? I had never heard that until I saw that interview. So if he was, it was not commonly spoken of in the family. We had heard just the opposite all the time in the family. So I don't have an answer to that to say one way or the other, definitely. And we will end today. And Cammie, thank you again for staying with us the whole time doing the moderating. We will end at Nana's comment, not only because she gave a very generous donation. Thank you, Nana of 7, but also because I need to get to my appointment here too. Please take care and go out to lunch while all together at these trials. My sister was murdered when I was 15, and she was 18 in Arizona. That's heartbreaking. Thankfully, which we wish would have happened here, thankfully they pled guilty, and some took their own life. I'm 64 and miss her, my only sister. Since I'm getting emotional over that, it is a good time to leave. Thanks for being with us. We love you. It sounds like we're going to do a podcast next Sunday at 2:30 Pacific Daylight Time. Look forward to seeing you then. Thanks for being here with us.